one. Okay.
Yep.
I sent the route already for the one of the path for okay. So in the home are you able to see the route? I'm resending it. So
Yeah.
okay. So now you have one path. The second path can be like, say, for example, path is equal to, sorry, path equal colon users, and then you provide the users component. Okay. So in that way, you are going to add multiple routes. So go ahead and open the, okay. Once you open the application, let me know. Let me put it there.
Should take me a second.
No problem. Take your time. No worries. Are you able to see my screen right now?
Hold on.
Okay, I think. Hold on.
Yeah. No, I don't see it.
Okay. Are you able to see it now?
Yep.
Okay. So here, are you able to see my screen? In that I've highlighted something called as a constant routes.
Yep.
Okay. So what is the route basically is like when you navigate between the components, you are going to see, say, for example, a dashboard or heroes kind of thing. Think like these are menus on the top.
Yep.
Okay. So practically what, like example, are you able to see that? I'm able to see. Okay. Let me click the dashboard. Now you observe that whenever you click the dashboard, you are actually, I'll change the dashboard to heroes. So it's actually loading the heroes component. Okay. Now that is nothing but when you are navigating between the components, you are actually changing the component only, but not the changing the UI. Means you are reloading the DOM with the new component basically. Like example on your page, if you see when a user selects the dashboard, a path is generally start from the point where the context is already set. Like example, localhost port 4200. After that is the context basically. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so if you observe that when you type heroes, you are actually seeing the heroes component there. Okay, now observe that I'm going to change heroes to also dashboard only. Okay, so I'll just change this code, heroes component to dashboard component. Okay, let's see. Then I'll say, is there anything called run here? Okay, what happened? Okay. Now if you observe that since I changed the heroes component to hero details, actually it is showing the detail component. Did you observe that?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to see if there is a way I could put that heroes component back. See, I'm changing that to heroes component. And see here, did you observe that change there? So basically, when you type heroes on the path, that means it's going to, you are specifying which component to route, which component to load and all those things. Okay. How is this happening is because you are using a router module. Okay. So in the imports, you are going to say, okay, I'm going to use the routers module and routes. Okay. Both are needed. And the routes will tell you which are all the routes available. Colon is a parameter. Okay, let's say, so observe that I'm going to type detail with :1. Okay, so detail. Observe that detail and 1 is the parameter. So observe what will happen. It's supposed to show there is no one, 11, I think. Okay. Because 11 is the ID. Okay, let me see what happened. This guy is taking more time to render or something. Okay, so observe the detail colon 11. Now I'll change that 11 to 12. It should show the detail of the 12th component, which is narco or something. Okay. So the parameter, how you pass the parameters, like using colon, ID, and all those things. That's the way you pass the parameter. But invoking the individual components. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
So referring to this, you can also refer to this site here. So adding navigation with routing. Okay. So what they are explaining is like when you click on heroes or when you click on dashboard, you are actually navigating to a different component. Remember, it is not a new page. It is the same page except the contents are changing.
Yeah.
Okay. How to achieve that? So you create a new module, generate a module called like app routing. Okay. So you are creating an app routing module, and then okay, what are the other things you do? You import the router module and routes. Okay, and you already declared the route here, which we already saw. Then in router module, okay, basically when you specify, it is the router module is always set in the context of root. Just be aware of that part. Okay, and secondly, once you specify the routes, there is one more something called router outlet. Where do you change? Where do you place this component? Once you change it, let's assume that you are saying that okay, when user selects the dashboard, show the dashboard component. Okay, but the question is where are you going to where are you going to show that component? That is the question, right? So there, if you observe that app component.html, you will have something called as a router outlet.
Okay, and that becomes like the parent.
Yeah, no, that becomes the placeholder where the dynamic components will be placed.
Okay.
Okay. So this router outlet doesn't know what to render. Based on your selection, it will render that particular component.
Okay.
So where to place that component is what router outlet decides. I mean, this will get replaced by the router components, what the route will say, which component to render. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Something like meeting, something came. Okay, no problem. So are you able to figure out that, right? So now I'll send the link of both. I have given you one exercise where you have home component and other the tabs won't work. Now using the route, you can achieve the to change the component. Are you with me?
Yeah, I just had to change the routing.
Correct. Yeah. So refer to this example also. No problem. I'll send that link to you. You can send in the chat. Okay. In the meantime, I will change some code on my machine because it is little more complicated than what I wanted it to be.